Hey, what's up, guys? Just doing a quick video talking about why inflammation is a good thing. I know that sounds totally counterintuitive, especially for anybody with an inflammatory bowel disease or any autoimmune disease that are both inflammatory by nature. So it's definitely not the information we're used to hearing. But I think it's a really important concept, really important for you to understand why I think and I can make a good case for why inflammation is a good thing. So let's start this video off. I want you to think about something. So what happens if you get a sliver in your hand? What happens if you don't take it out right away or if you don't notice? Well, chances are if your body's working correctly, you're going to look down at your hand and you're going to notice there's a little bit of a red spot. There's probably a little bit of pus surrounding the sliver there. And what your body's doing is it's smart. It knows what to do. It's trying to push that object to the surface. It wants to get rid of it. It also pretty much wants to surround that sliver and in pus. Why? So that it can't contaminate the other parts of your body. Like I said, it's a lot smarter than you think. So my question to you is, what do you believe is the problem? Do you think that the sliver is the problem? Or do you think the inflammation or the pus is the problem? Well, I think that most of us would agree that the sliver is the issue. Because once you remove the sliver, there's no reason for the inflammation or the pus to exist. And most of us know that from experience. You see that sliver with pus, whether you get it with a pin or you just find a way to pull it out with your nails, once you do that, you look a few hours later, the next day, it's already back to healing. It's just doing its thing. I think one of the flaws of Western medicine is that they really believe this. They believe that the sliver is the problem. Inflammation is the bad guy. So they need to get rid of it at any cost. But what they fail to focus on is the sliver. And what the sliver is, it's the underlying cause for inflammation, right? What's the inflammation actually trying to do? And I think the underlying cause for IBDs and autoimmune disease in general, it's likely the food we're eating, metabolic dysfunction, toxins that are stuck in our tissue. Top this with the fact that most of our bodies are tired, in a constant repair deficit, behind on healing. This leaves our organs impaired, and it really puts healing on the back burner so that it's not actually happening. But the good news is your body's this awesome self-healing machine. Think about the last time that you got a cut. Did it heal? Did you have to think about it? Chances are most likely it healed. It did its own thing. It knew what to do. And I had a really good life lesson with this in the last week or so with my daughter Vienna. So my daughter had a rash that happened on her face. So on the side of her face, she got this rash and it jumped to the other side. And the first thing you want to do as a parent is you want to get rid of the symptom because we've been trained that way. Even though that I know it's counterintuitive to the way that I think, because I think that most symptoms are signs. I think they're signals. They sort of just make you say, hey, something's not right here. You have to do something differently. So my daughter had this rash, and the first thing that me and my wife are probably considering is, hey, let's put some cream on it. Okay. And you can easily go to like a hydrocortisone cream or one of those 1% hydrocortisone creams, and it will get rid of that rash pretty quickly. But then I remember reading a doctor that I really respect, and I really enjoy the way that he thinks. And I remember him saying that rashes are healing processes, and that people are stronger when they let their healing processes actually happen rather than trying to get rid of them. We really rush to try to cover up the symptoms that are actually healing processes. And that's the important part that I want to talk about, because our bodies use inflammation as a tool, whether it's through fevers, through rashes, or through our bowels. Fevers exist to eradicate viruses. It's like a self-cleaning oven trying to get rid of something. Rashes remove toxins from the skin. Our bowels dump toxins that don't need to be in the body. Like I said, our bodies are way smarter than you think, way smarter than we give them credit for. But really, why should this information matter to you? Well, I know it's frustrating when it comes to if you're going through a lot of symptoms right now, so perhaps you're experiencing night sweats, you're experiencing rashes, eczema, joint pains, or even a fistula. Know your body is still working. It's still attempting to heal itself. That's why those things are occurring. Yes, even a fistula has a purpose. I know a lot of people that not everybody gets fistulas when it comes to Crohn's and colitis, and they're more predominant with Crohn's. But yeah, think about how smart your body is in its infinite wisdom. I remember when I was early on in my healing journey, obviously I had a lot of inflammation going on in my body. Your body's so smart that it says, hey, I'm going to burrow through my own tissues to create this channel, or it creates a tap to get rid of the inflammation. So for myself, I popped my fistula, and I remember like cups of fluid came out of this thing, at least initially. And then it slowly just drained off. But at the same time, I was also changing my diet. I was doing a bunch of things that were trying to improve my condition. So what happened? Eventually, that fistula had no reason to exist. So there was no more fluid coming out of it. And next thing I knew, it was healed. It healed up. It slowly sealed up and it disappeared. Now I have a scar from my fistula and it doesn't cause me any issues. And it's been years and years and years and I've never had any issues. But your body's so smart that it knows what to do. So smart that it literally burrowed through tissue to create that awesome tap to get rid of that substance. So again, if you're experiencing all these symptoms, and I know they can be overwhelming, realize they are good things that are happening because you know your body's still working. It's still trying to heal you. And that's pretty awesome. And I think that if anything, that should be empowering. It should give you hope. It's the problem is that you're likely just getting in the way of it. You're getting in the way of your body trying to heal itself. You're probably causing a roadblock where it's not able to do what it wants to do. And what you need to do is you need to switch things around. You need to give your body the upper hand so that it can heal more efficiently. You need to do things like getting more than 8 hours of sleep. At least 8 and plus 8. I know for a lot of people, including myself, I get 6 hours on the regular, But when I was early on my healing journey, I made sleep a priority, 8 to 10 hours plus. It was super important. I can't say if you're early on in your healing journey, sleep is super important. You also want to optimize your diet, adopt the low carb, high fat diet approach. Start simple and then add foods. This is really important. You need to move. You need to get outside. You need to walk or exercise. You need to get oxygen into your cells so that it can help remove those toxins. Again, your body's smart. It knows what it's doing. Get out, walk, get oxygen to the cells. Let it help it dump toxins through its various pathways. You need to reduce stress. You need to get together with people that you actually have fun with, that make you feel good to be around them. You need to do something you enjoy, a hobby, you name it. You need to get outside, especially if outside means that you're by a body of water, because the energy is awesome, whether it comes to an ocean, whether it's a lake or a river. It's just so much better to be by a body of water if you can. You already know that when you're by a body of water, you feel it. And I'm going to do a few upcoming videos, probably two videos in regards to stress and autoimmune disease, talking about my own experience and some of the things that you can do to sort of overcome that stress. But working on the points that I just mentioned, it's going to improve your healing journey. It's going to improve your healing. It's going to make it more efficient. Think of your body as this kick-ass, awesome, supercomputer. It's constantly running thousands of processes. It's running this awesome operating system. It knows what to do. It knows how to break down material for energy. It knows how to heal itself. But let's be honest, it has a few limitations. It requires power, which it gets from food and sun energy. And it requires sleep in order to self-diagnose and fix itself. So if these things aren't being met, and especially for long enough, they start to compound, things go wrong. And that's likely what happens with anybody with an autoimmune disease like Crohn's disease or colitis. Your body wants to heal. I keep saying this because it's really important that you know that your body really is trying to make this attempt at healing. But if you're eating garbage food, you're not absorbing nutrients, your body's being depleted. If you're not sleeping 8 hours or more, so if you're sleeping under 8 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours, 4 hours, whatever you're sleeping, your body is going to be in this constant state. It's going to be in a constant repair deficit. It can't keep up. Think of your body as it's almost like borrowing money, like living on credit. Eventually, you're going to owe a lot of money. You're going to be in this deficit, and that's what's happening with your body's ability to heal. It can't keep up. So it just constantly puts things on the back burner. Your body knows what to fix. It just can't keep up. So day after day, it gets more behind. And that's what I mean when I say repair deficit. So your body in its infinite wisdom says, hey, you know what? Let's keep a note, almost like an error log of saying, we need to fix these things. We just can't get to it now with the resources that we have. So we'll put it on the back burner. But what's even more almost amazing is that how intelligent your body is. It knows how to separate a primary and secondary process. What's really important and what's not that important. But if you improve your sleep, your diet, you reduce your stress, you're going to be amazed how much more effective healing happens and how much better you feel. And that can be in a very short time. And I had this amazing experience that was really a spontaneous healing experience. And this happened when I really made sleep a priority. So I was sleeping 8 to 10 hours a day, like every single day. I was also doing intermittent fasting at that time. So I think I did like a 16 hours not eating, 8 hours eating kind of split. But I noticed that my health was improving. It was gradually improving. Every few days, I was like, hey, I feel a little bit better. Something's going on here. Like I just feel really good. But then something crazy happened. And what was crazy is that all of a sudden I noticed that my ankles flared up. So both my ankles, I played volleyball. I was actually pretty good in the day for being this short little 5'8" dude. But yeah, my ankles, I had hairline fractures in both my ankles from playing volleyball. All of a sudden they swelled up. They got a little bit red. I felt like they were extremely hot. Then it was like a week later, all of a sudden I had a cut on my thumb that I cut with a razor blade. It was like super red and vicious looking for a long time. All of a sudden it got more red. Something was going on. It heated up. Okay, so now there's these two processes that are going on my body where I'm like, hey, my ankles are hot and something's going on, and my thumb is hot and something's going on. So I think after a few days of this process going on, all of a sudden I noticed that my ankles felt better than ever. It was really, really weird. I was like, hey, they don't ache. They don't feel sore like they used to. Looked down at my thumb. My thumb wasn't red anymore. The scar turned white. Again, rather than looking like this vicious, angry scar, it was white. And it looked, day after day, it looked less noticeable, where I'd be out and people would actually notice that I had this scar, and it looked very recent. But all of a sudden it looked white and it almost disappeared. And this is crazy because these injuries happened to me years and years and years ago. Like I think my ankles at that point in time were like a decade before then. And that scar was probably 5 or 6 years at that point. And all of a sudden they just finished healing. Like it was really crazy. And I was really humbled by this experience. But it's really important to just realize that your body knows what it has to do. But a lot of the times you're just on the grind, you're working, you're doing things in your life, but you're never giving it a chance to heal. So as soon as I gave my body this chance to heal, a chance to purge some toxins and do its thing. And again, I don't know the exact process. All I know is that my body remembered. It didn't forget about that scar. It didn't forget about the fractured ankles that I felt pain for a long time. All of a sudden they're gone. I haven't felt pain in my ankles like that in a long time. That's years and years ago. So I think the takeaway message here is, if you're watching this, you got to trust your body's ability to heal. It is super smart. If your cuts still heal, and think about the last time you get a cut or the next time you do get a cut, pay attention to it. If you watch a scab pop up and next thing you know, scab falls off, skin looks a lot better, your body knows what it's doing. Like I said, it's built in, it's written into your DNA. Give it nutrients, give it time to heal, reduce your stress, make sleep a priority. Give it a chance. Don't lose hope in this. And like I said, inflammation is a good thing. So if these things are happening, know that your body's still trying to heal. You just need to get out of the way. You need to tweak a few things and get out of the way. And let this give you hope, because you know your body's working. I know you guys got this. You're watching this video. You're you're really trying to make a conscious effort to improving your life, I know you got this. My little rant's over. I know this is a little bit technical, trying to compare the body to this computer, but I just want to try to articulate things and make them sort of simple that you can understand them. If you guys have specific questions or you have similar experiences, make sure to leave a comment. Let me know, because I'd love to clarify it, or at least make the message more clear any way that I can. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate the love. If you guys like this video, smash that like button. I'm not forcing you. If you don't like it, don't do that. But if you do, you know what to do. Thank you so much. Hope you guys have an awesome day. Peace.
Are you tired of feeling crappy? Get my free healing guide. Tips, tweaks, and hacks. Click the description for more information.